All right, next fighter to the stage, one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built, the former UFC interim welterweight champion and the number 3 ranked contender, Colby Chaos Covington. 169.5, the official weight for Colby Covington. All right, next fighter to hit the scale, the gentleman around whom this fight card was built, the undisputed UFC welterweight champion, Leon Rocky Edwards. 170, the official weight for Leon Rocky Edwards. And with that, your UFC 296 main event is official. All right, next fighter to the stage, weighing in as a backup for our welterweight championship main event, Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad. 169.5, the official weight for Bilal Muhammad. All right, next fighter to the scale, one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion, Alexandre Pantoja. 125, the official weight for the champ, Alexandre Pantoja, with a man who will challenge for the flyweight championship for the first time, the number 2 ranked contender, Brandon Raw Dog Roybal. 124.5, the official weight for Brandon Royval. All right, next fighter to the scale, weighing in as a backup for the co-main event, the flyweight championship fight, the former undisputed champion of this division, the assassin baby, Brandon Moreno. 125, the official weight for Brandon Moreno. All right, next athlete to the stage, competing in a flyweight prelim live on ESPN2, the Queen of Violence, Ariane Lipski. 126, the official weight for Ariane Lipski. All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, the number 9 ranked UFC women's bantamweight contender, Carol Hoza. 135.5 for Carol Hoza. All right, next fighter to the stage, competing in a featured bout live on pay-per-view in the welterweight division, the number 5 ranked contender, the undefeated Shavkat Rakhmonov. 171, the official weight for Shavkat Rakhmonov. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a featherweight prelim, Lucas Almeida. 146, the official weight for Lucas Almeida.
Let's go.
Next fighter to the stage is his opponent, Andre Fili. 145.5, the official weight for Andre Fili. All right, next fighter to the stage, competing in the featured prelim live on ESPN2, the number 14 ranked UFC light heavyweight, Alonzo Menefield. 204.5, the official weight for Alonzo Menefield. All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card, perennial featherweight contender, now number 6 in the world, Josh Emmett. 146, the official weight for Josh Emmett. All right, next athlete to the stage, the number 12 ranked UFC women's flyweight contender, Casey O'Neill. 125, the official weight for Casey O'Neill. All right, next man to the stage, one of the stars of the show, competing live on pay-per-view in the lightweight division, Patty the Batty Pimblett. 155.5, the official weight for Patty Pimblett. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a bantamweight prelim live on ESPN2, Brian Boom Kelleher. 136, the official weight for Brian Kelleher. All right, next fighter to the stage, competing in the heavyweight division, Shamil Gaziev. 259.5, the official weight for Shamil Gaziev. All right, next fighter to the scale, the man many of these fans have come to see, competing in the lightweight division, the former UFC interim champion, Tony Ferguson. 155.5, the official weight for the legend, Tony Ferguson. 126, the official weight for Tagir Ulanbekov. All right, next fighter to weigh in, competing in the heavyweight division, Martin Budai. 264.5, the official weight for Martin Budai. All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, one half of the featured prelim live on ESPN2, the number 15 ranked light heavyweight contender, the Hanyak Dustin Jacoby. 204.5, the official weight for Dustin Jacoby. All right, next fighter to the scale, the number 15 ranked flyweight in the world, Cody Durden. 126, the official weight for Cody Durden. All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a featured bout live on pay-per-view, the number 6 ranked UFC welterweight contender, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. 171, the official weight for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. All right, next fighter to hit the scale this morning, competing in a prelim live on ESPN2, the former undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Cody No Love Garbrandt. 136, the official weight for Cody Garbrandt. All right, next fighter to the scale, charged with kicking off the pay-per-view main card, the number 10 ranked UFC featherweight in the world, Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell. 145.5, the official weight for Bryce Mitchell. All right, our final athlete to weigh in this morning, the number 5 ranked women's bantamweight contender, recent world title challenger, Irene Aldana. $136, the official weight for Irene Aldana.